What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Atlas. Welcome back. Glad to see you. I don't know if you got the time to watch my last video yet, as it's like an hour long, over an hour and 16 minutes, I believe. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you guys today, before the day passes, because of the numerology in today's date. I believe something huge may happen today. I don't know. Just look out for something in the headlines, as it is 4/20/20, right? And that is 44 or 8, right? Which is the infinity number in numerology, right? The infinity number, like the universe is infinite, as they say. But anyway, I mean, the 8, of course, looks like the infinity symbol. Infinite. Now, today, since it is a leap year, it is the 111th day of the year, leaving 255 days remaining of the year. 255, right? And then 111. If you haven't watched my last video, you won't much get this, but go back and watch that after this video. Anyway, this is a video on historical events that took place on this date, right? The 21st anniversary of the first major high school shooting in the U.S. Columbine, right? Back before you were hearing about shootings all the time, or supposed shootings or whatever, right? However you want to name it. Columbine is what sparked it all off. In 99 on 4/20. In 1871, the Third Force Act, aka the Ku Klux Act, was passed, authorizing President Grant to declare martial law and impose heavy penalties against terrorist organizations. Keep in mind, the government can deem anybody they want to a terrorist, or any organization they want to a terrorist organization. In this day and age, if you are a patriot, you are considered a terrorist, right? Because our government no longer goes by the Constitution. Our government has been infiltrated. It is no longer the United States. Our government is being ran by people behind the scenes with a lot of money and influence. Alright, anyway, that was the 149th anniversary of the Third Force Act, or 1,788 months, alright? 1 plus 7 equals 8, 888. Or 7,774 weeks and 4 days. So there's your 77744, right? Numbers that we've seen in previous videos everywhere. Like on the 10th of this year, one of the days I said to kind of look out for something maybe happening interesting. We get a record number of 777 deaths in one day on 4/10, which was supposed to be the original U.S. release date of the movie No Time to Die, the new James Bond 007 film, the 25th 007 film. 2 plus 5 equals 7. All these, I don't know about, excuse me, I don't know about the COVID-19 or anything like it. As far as legitimacy, I do know for a fact that the statistics are pulled up out of thin air. Maybe not thin air, but from a piece of paper to fulfill their numerology. As you can see, this is all about numerology. On certain dates, with certain numbers, certain things happen with certain numbers. We go over it and over and over it again all throughout this series. How is it just happening? It's not just happening. Somebody or something is making it happen for a reason, right? And that's also 54,422 days. So there's your 4s and 2s again. In 2005, the new Bankruptcy Act, there's a new Bankruptcy Act that was in 2005. 2008, Pope Benedict XVI visits Ground Zero, the World Trade Centers, where they once were. 2010, the 10th anniversary of the Deepwater Horizon explosion. I don't know if you guys remember this at all or not, but probably not with all that's happened since then and all that's going on right now. But remember when the big oil spill happened with BP or whatever it was, whoever it was. Remember that. And all that crude oil was just gushing into the ocean. Right? Well, it resulted in 11 deaths. There's your 1-1. 3,400,000. No, not 3,400,000. Yeah, 3,400,000 U.S. gallons. Or there's your 3 4s. Or 1,300,000 liters of 1-3 of crude oil being leaked into the sea per day, right? Now, before the gusher was finally capped, more than 200 million gallons of crude oil had been released into the environment. And also it is said that a possible 700,000 U.S. gallons of diesel fuel was leaked into the ocean because of that. But yeah, now keep this in mind. Not even a year later, not even a stinking year later, right, 2011, we have radiation dumped into our waters, right? 3/11/2011. It's kind of off topic, it's not 420, but it kind of is on topic because you have that happen. All the oil, all the diesel, polluting our waters, the environment. And then you have all this toxic radiation waste being dumped into the water from this nuclear plant in Japan, right? Not even a year, it was almost a year later, but not even a year later. Goodness. And the environmentalists want to say, they want to come after us and say we need to, us as individuals, we got to cut back, change our life, start paying taxes. Gotta cut back on that carbon footprint, right? When you got stuff like this going on, corporations making this stuff happen, right? Now, that can be said for the crude oil event, but Fukushima, it could be said for it too, because they built it right next to the dang ocean on a stinking fault line, right? And if you watch my previous videos, you will, You don't even have to watch them. You could know this. Nikola Tesla and his machine that caused earthquakes, right? I mean, that could have been something they did on purpose. The whole thing could have been something that was done on purpose. We do not know. Anyway, where are we? 1889, a child by the name of Adolf Hitler was born. Today he would have been 131 years old. Now, there is our 13. And that is our 13 being mirrored even. Like 13, 31, right? 131. So, anyway, 1946, the League of Nations officially dissolves, giving most of its power to what we now know as the UN, the United Nations, the people that are all for this global agenda, right? 1657, freedom of religion is granted to the Jews in New Amsterdam. For those of you who do not know what New Amsterdam was, that is what's now known as New York City. The epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak, COVID-19 outbreak in the U.S., right? Where our actions are doing more damage than the stinking virus itself, right? 1775, the siege of Boston begins, of the American Revolutionary War. 1789, George Washington arrives in Philadelphia while en route to Manhattan for his inauguration, which was 231 years ago. There's 2 4s, or 2,772 months. 2 2s, or 2 7, or also 2 7s. 1862, Louis Pasteur and Claude Bernard complete the experiment, disproving the theory of spontaneous generation. If you don't know what that is and want to know, look it up. Kind of interesting. Anyway, Louis Pasteur was a French biologist, microbiologist, and chemist renowned for his discoveries of the principles of vaccinations. I really didn't even know they were messing around with vaccinations back then. Shame on me. But anyway, isn't that just ironic? 1876, the April Uprising begins. 1891, President William Will.I.am McKinley signs a joint resolution for declaration of war against Spain, resulting in the Spanish-American War. 1998, Air France Flight 422 on 420, right? Crashes after taking off, killing all 53 people on board. Take 1 from the 5, add it to the 3, there's your 44. Bunch of 4s and 2s, right? And 8s. 2007, Johnson Space Center shooting. Now keep in mind, this happened in building 44 on 420. And at 1:40 p.m. is when the first 3 shots were heard. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you all a little lecture and history on events that have happened on 420. And just tell you all to look out for something possibly, I don't know, I mean, could be God knows what. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a prophet here. I'm just going by the numbers like they do to try and see an outcome. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I just can kind of figure out the days that something crazy is going to happen on, right? Because they love the repetitive cycles in their numerology. They just love it. But anyhow, like I was saying, look in the headlines for something interesting, I guess. I don't know. It could be a star, a death of a star, a death of a politician, a star politician getting COVID-19, or record numbers and breaking record numbers and how many people have died from COVID-19 in a day, or how many people have gotten it, or both. Or just something absolutely devastating, or something being implemented, you know. This is Atlas. You guys have a wonderful day. I hope nothing happens today like that, but the history and numbers say otherwise. So anyway, you guys take care. God bless. Till next time.